The business was started by the Heinrich family manufacturing food processing equipment, and then in 2000 the Carroll family bought the company out, initially manufacturing process equipment in the food industry. And then the original owners, the Heinrich family, decided to diversify in the business and basically started processing those commodities themselves with equipment that they've made. And from there, Cereal Malt was established as a food processing company, initially starting off with malt extract syrup, which is until today our core business.
How we do the syrup extraction is we bring in our own barley, and with the barley that we bring in, we then malt it in our 2 germination facilities. The malting process is quite simple. You take barley in, you soak it in water for a few days, and then you germinate it for 5 days before you dry it. The malt that we make on site, we then use in our syrup factory, where we put it through a milling process, followed by an extraction process where you separate the syrup from the solids. And then our solids go out as a waste product that's actually supplying the animal food industry, whereas the syrup is then concentrated further into malt extract syrup, which we then sell to our customers. It's a big ingredient in the cereal industry and in some beverages. And then some of our syrup we also use for powder, where we take the syrup, we dilute it, and then we atomize it and turn it into a malt extract powder. Cereal Malt upholds a very, very stringent food safety standard, and we make sure that what we produce on our facility is safe for both human consumption, but more specifically for babies. We supply a lot of our product into the baby and toddler food range, and so that's a very strict category to have to follow.
Process testing gets done in the laboratory, where color testing is done, EBC color, reducing sugar for maltose, sieve analysis, visual inspections, and microbiological testing. Tests are vitally important so that it complies to specification agreed upon by the customer and Cereal Malt, and ultimately to release to the customer to utilize in their process and further make a product for consumer.
And then over the years we've started evolving and diversifying the company. That's when we got into a relationship with Roff to start doing specialty flours. We decided on using a local company close enough to us so that we can do the R&D work together, initially starting with malt and barley flour, and then of course a much more sophisticated modern rice mill, which is our biggest product that we do at this stage. And the last year or two we've gone from the rice flour to do a little bit of oat flour as well.
We have utilized Roff as one of our suppliers in terms of milling equipment for our rice flour because of compliance to our food safety standard, FSSC 22000, and making sure that the equipment is compliant in terms of the manufacturing process to limit the risk in terms of food safety.
Recognize Roff as a strategic partner that can provide us with the quality equipment, and from there it's gone from strength to strength. They've given us the support, they've given us the R&D work that we need when we want to do new stuff and so on. So it's been, in my view, a very successful and fruitful relationship that we've had with Roff.